Welcome to Fightzone. The blood, the sweat, the tears, the sweet taste of victory. Join the revolution.
None of you people can tell me to stop.
How you doing, guys? It's your boy Nando, and this is the Pound for Pound Boxing Show in association of Warren Boxing Management. Today, two very special guests. First time I'm ever doing this, interviewing a boxing married couple. It's Amy Andrews and Numan Hussain as well. Amy is making her debut this Saturday live on Fightzone, and Numan in September 17th live on Fightzone as well. Let's see if we can get them on right now.
Hi.
Yes.
Yeah, just flip it over so you can see coming. You have to act like you care about me. You have to come a bit closer.
Nando!
How's things?
Good, how are you?
Very well. I just want to first say thank you to both of you for taking your time to speak to me today. Heard a lot about you two from the Warren brothers, and it's great to finally speak to you.
Thanks for letting us come on. It's really fun.
Anytime. How's training? How's camp?
Really good. It's really fun. We're actually training together. So yeah, we're in kind of the same squad thing. I'm not sure what you call it.
Yeah, so we're in the same stable. So we've got Masood, Abdullah, and Amy, who's boxing this weekend. So everyone's always just training. So you just up it when it's your time. So it's nice vibe, and everyone's really on it. Everyone spurs each other on.
That's brilliant. Amy, I want to start with you. Obviously, great story. You was in journalism. You went from a journalist to a boxer. Tell us about that. How did you? What made you think to change and get into this beautiful sport?
Well, I'd never really heard much about boxing at all. So and I didn't really know anyone who boxed. I think my dad did when he was at school or something. So I'd never really come across it. And then when I was about 30, I wrote an article about boxing for a sort of fitness thing. But basically, I did loads of marathons. I did loads of stuff, and I found it really hard to kind of get stuck into something and actually lose some weight and, get fit again. Because journalism can be quite a sort of pub-orientated vocation. So I took it up for this article, and then I just absolutely fell in love with it. And then to my parents' horror, I was like, okay, I'm going to become a boxer. I'm leaving my job. But then now they absolutely love it. And so it's worked out really well. But yeah.
And obviously this weekend, you finally make your debut. I know it's been long awaited.
Long.
Lucky for you. You didn't go through that COVID era where you had to fight without a crowd. How does it feel not only to fight in a historic venue like York, you're fighting in front of a crowd and on Fightzone as well? How amazing is that?
I know, it's incredible, because when I was through COVID, I was so jealous of all the people who were on Fightzone. I was like, oh, look at them in the outside rain, just doing their thing. And I really wanted to get involved. So I've actually been trying to pester as many people as possible to try and get on the show. So everyone's thoroughly sick of me. But I'm now finally on the show, so I'm excited. But no, it's been a long time coming. It's been difficult to keep up motivation to start off with, but then I kind of it was sort of a blessing, because I got to learn a lot of things. I got to kind of establish my team. I'm really enjoying training. So even though I had so many shows that I fell through and it felt kind of a bit depressing at times because there wasn't anything sort of firm on the horizon, it's actually been a really good time for me. So
brilliant. And obviously you're fighting at super featherweight, is that correct?
Featherweight to start off with, yeah. So I'm not sure actually. I'm not very good at the things. At 57, is that featherweight? Yes, featherweight. I think.
56.
Yes.
56, 57.
Yeah, something.
That's a great. Obviously, whether it's featherweight or eventually you move to super featherweight, you've got some great fighters there.
Yeah, 100%.
Terry Harper,
yeah,
Choi, Natasha Jonas. and
Yeah.
WBM's very own Louise Alton as well, who's waiting
Yeah.
for her debut as well.
Yeah.
How excited are you that you're eventually going to be into that mix? You know, first you make your debut.
Oh yeah, I mean that's why I want to do it. So I boxed at 57 in the amateurs, but I definitely want to come down so that I can challenge and fight the best people that I think are kind of out there at the moment. So yeah, I'm definitely going to give up the chocolate in order to fight lots of exciting names. So that's, and the other thing is, I can't remember. Oh yeah, I'm doing 6 rounds as well, so I'm going straight in there. So it's good because I feel like, obviously, you know, I don't want to be. I'm not looking forward. I'm really, really looking at this fight, and it's everything that I've been working for. But you know, I want to set the bar that, you know, I'm there. I'm ready to challenge people. I'm in it. So
that's brilliant, and we know that women's boxing moves faster than men. You know, sometimes within 4 or 5 fights, you already get a world title fight. So, but you're in the best era when it comes to women's boxing. And how excited are you and privileged to be part of that era? You know, now that women's boxing is seen, is more popular now. You get to see it more on every show. Really, you at least get one female fight on every card. And even today they announced Hannah Rankin going to fight for the vacant WBA title.
Yeah, it's incredible.
On the 5th of November. So how great is it to be part of this era?
I know, I feel, you know, really blessed that this is the time that I've come into boxing, because I think just before, when I first started boxing, actually, I went to some pro fights and there were some girls, but I feel like if they were at the very top of their game, there wasn't really that many people to challenge them. And then it was very hard to kind of stay at the top and keep improving. So now, because there's so many people, good people that are coming through, you're always getting those good fights. And because there isn't the depth that there is in men's boxing, with women's boxing, every fight you have is a good fight. Because you're constantly, you have to, I mean, there's not that many people out there to fight. So you kind of have to, even people who are like journeywomen, they're coming to win. So it's a really great opportunity to like have some really exciting fights and really push yourself and get your name out there and, you know, do some big things for the sport as well. So
brilliant. We look forward to that. Numan, don't worry, I haven't forgot about you.
Nice, cool.
Tell us about your journey. How did you get into boxing?
I actually got into boxing through like mixed martial art. I walked into an MMA gym to do MMA, and like I was doing a bit of everything, and then I wasn't really progressing in everything like in one go because it's so much to take in. So I was like, do you know what? I gotta do everything in isolation. So I was like, let me get my hands right, and then I'll move on to like the wrestling and what, and then I'm still trying to get my hands right. But I fell in love with boxing, and then like just one thing led to another. Done like unlicensed bouts, like 6, 7, and then walked into an amateur gym just to get sparring, and then I kind of realized there's a whole nother world of boxing there, amateur boxing, and they didn't really rate me because they were like, we don't recognize this white collar unlicensed. So I was like, all right, cool, I'm gonna stay here and try conquer this world, and then I was there for like 4 years, did the amateurs. I think I had some of my best boxing moments in the amateurs, met some great people, and then here we are. So honestly, if I had more time, I'd stay in amateurs just for a couple more seasons, just because the international bouts for me is what did it. Like when you go overseas and box the best of, you know, like Belgium, France, whatever, like that's the elite level, and that like brings out the best of you. And like that to me was like the highlight of my amateur career. So that's how I got into boxing.
And is there any fighters that inspired you as well?
To be honest, I only started watching boxing after I got into boxing. Yeah, like most of my teammates and my coach will tell you, most of the guys I watch are like the American superstars. Like
I'm obsessed with Mayweather.
I love obviously Floyd. Like
every night he watches him.
I love I think my top fighters like currently I'm watching Floyd Mayweather, Andre Ward, Gervonta Davis, Shakur Stevenson. So I like the American slick fighters. Yeah, that's I can watch. To me, that's like the art of boxing, and I love it. I love how they just set up stuff. It's clever stuff, you know. But that's the boxing I like to watch. Like unless I know someone who's boxing, then I'll watch it. Other than that, like I'd put on the guys I just said.
And obviously, in your stable, you got a very, very popular fighter, Masood Abdullah.
Yeah,
who is tipped to be a future superstar.
Definitely.
Around someone like that, and also your coach Steve
Yeah.
Brogan as well, who's been in the corner of someone like Joe Joyce.
Yeah.
What's it like?
It's incredible, honestly. So with Masood, so me and Masood have been sparring from the amateurs, like to get ready for competitions. We wasn't really allowed to spar out of our amateur gym, so we found a neutral place where we'd get together and spar every week, twice a week, and that's how we kind of became close. And like honestly, since then we've always like, because in the ring, if you ever see Masood spar like box, he's the same in the ring. He does no mercy. He's at you, on you. And honestly, for me, I need that, like, because if I'm always in the ring with someone who's trying to take my head off, it brings out the best in me. So yeah, like around me, even Natty, we've got Natty in our camp. Incredible vibe. Like he's another elite fighter.
He's so knowledgeable.
Honestly, you see me, I think I've got the best team around me, without a doubt. I know most people say this, but like everyone on my stable is a national champion, except for me. Do you understand? And then you've got Steve, who's training Joe Joyce, and like that speaks for itself. And then we've got Dave, our conditioning guy. Again, like that's all it's about. And everyone's always like, everyone's helping each other. Do you understand? So like it's good. And honestly, me and Masood, like it's always back and forth. Honestly, the only guy
They're ridiculous.
He's the only guy who can beat me up in sparring. And I'll say that. But other than that, like it's good for me. Like honestly, we've been doing it since the amateurs. We still do it now. Honestly, right now we haven't sparred a lot because it can get a bit messy. But now definitely it's pleasure, absolute pleasure to be side by side. We don't let you slack. Him, Natty, Amy, Steve, they don't let you slack. You don't want to work today, you're still working. Like, and it keeps everyone, on top of the games. No, excellent. Honestly, my team, I wouldn't change it. I think I'm very, very blessed. Very blessed.
That's brilliant. Obviously, for the people who halfway through this interview haven't figured out that you're both married. And
yeah.
I know that. I think Sonny told me you just celebrated a month ago 1 year together. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. And June was our 1 year anniversary.
Amazing. What I would like to know is, because I've never interviewed a married couple in boxing before. How do you balance, like obviously you're both in camp at the moment, how do you balance that training and obviously spending time together, etc.? Obviously you say same stable, same gym, you train together, but how do you balance it as well with the training?
Do you want to answer that?
Oh, well, I think boxing is quite an intense sport, isn't it? So when you see people who are boxers, they either have a very, very supportive partner, or their partner leaves them, understandably, or has an affair or something, or is in the sport as well. So I think the fact that we're both in the sport, we can really understand how it's very antisocial. Yeah. So you're never, you can't hang out and do fun stuff. You just have to like train. So we both do that. So that's cool. We were friends like for a long time before because we were both at Haringey together. So we're used to training together and stuff. It works for us. Like it is hard sometimes, but when we've gone away, like I'm like, oh, should we go sparring? It'll be really fun. And Numan's like, no, we're not doing any boxing. We have to do like
sometimes when we stuff. Honestly when we go away, sometimes like whatever, we went to New York on holiday and we just ended up taking our stuff with us and then sparring for 2 days. And like he
got really grumpy there.
Honestly, it's incredible because like how often are you gonna get to spar? And like the guys over there was incredible. Like in Gleason's, Mendes, they invited us over, had a spar with the best guys there. But at the same time, like it takes over your holiday, which is cool, but like we're not there for long anyway. Same thing is easy. But like honestly, it's got its pros and its cons. And like Amy said, because we train together, so you understand, like you kind of get what the other person's going through and so forth. Honestly, it's got its perks, and at the same time, it's like sometimes it's too boxing orientated. But again, for us, it works because we're in it together.
Yeah, we got married because it was like,
there
was no boxing on.
Honestly, literally during lockdown, it was like, wait a minute, there's no boxing on. We can't really train the way we want to train. This is the best time to get married. So we flew out to Italy, got married, and then come back, and obviously we was able to enjoy that for a little while. And now we're back on it. I think for most people it could be very difficult because with boxing, what it does is, I think with every boxer knows this, it kills your social life. You can't really eat all the time. You can't drink. You can't do nothing. So like, all your friends want to go out, you can't, because you got to get up early, go to training, and then you can't eat, drink X amount of stuff. So we're on the same page of that. It kind of works.
But there's a lot of people who are like, they go out with their coaches or something like that.
Yeah.
You know, there is a lot of relationships within boxing because you do spend a lot of time doing it.
Yeah.
And also, you know, Karis and Lauren, they're a good couple.
Yeah,
but they've got
they're-
Olympic medals, so they're probably out doing us.
Yeah.
Does it ever get competitive between you two?
I don't know. I honestly, yes and no. I tell you why, because when we do something, I'll go my 100%, but I swear to you, she won't. So, for example, if we go to the track, we'll do sprints together. We used to go every weekend, and like I'd go, but I swear to you, she won't go to 100%. Almost like
I just don't like competing.
Nah,
No,
yeah,
but he
it's-
takes it easy. The only annoying thing is that I can't really spar with him.
Yeah.
We used to be able to spar, but now
Not
it's
anymore.
like he's like,
It's
"Oh,
domestic."
sorry, I punched you," and I'm like, "Yeah, with boxing, like it's okay." And I get annoyed because I feel like he's being like
it's not.
too, you know, and
So-
it's condescending.
Now,
annoying.
honestly, when she needs sparring, we just throw Masood in there.
Yeah,
No
he's
mercy,
fine,
you
yeah.
don't see nothing.
Yeah.
But honestly, when we used to go to the track, like we'll sprint together, but she'll never. I can see, you can tell when someone's going 100, and I'm like, she's always holding back. So then on the track, when she sprints with the girls, she leaves them, and I'm like, how comes you're not doing that when you're sprinting? Because like me and Masood, anything we do, burpees, press ups, we bloody try to compete. Like it's just the nature of it. Like that's the only it edges us on. So it's difficult to do that with Amy because she's honestly too nice. You just but if you let her sprint with like just girls or whatever, she'll blow them. Like when we went down to the track, I took her down there, and like they watched her sprint with the girls, and then they offered her to join their team. The athletics team was like, "Can you sprint for us? Because you just like outpaced the girl, like the fastest girl."
He's too nice. Is that
No,
different?
honestly, it happens.
That's brilliant. Obviously, you were meant to make your debut on the 3rd of September. That's been pushed now to the 17th. Is that correct?
Yeah. So I think there was a problem with the show or something. So honestly, it doesn't bother me too much because one, they told me right away. Two, just give me a couple of weeks more to play with. Like my weight's fine. I'm already in the gym. It just means I get extra week and a half of sparring. So a couple of extra sessions, no big deal. And I'm kind of glad Amy and Masood are boxing a few weeks before me. So I can just be there as a support for both of them if they need.
Because we sort of wanted to box on the same show for our debut.
But it'd be,
And then I was like, I think it will ruin his street cred. I'm not
Nah,
sure.
nah.
Like,
Honestly-
is it cool to like box on the same show as your wife? I don't know.
Now it would have been fun, but I think it's
I get grumpy, so-
it's better. It's better. Like when she's boxing this week, I can literally, if she needs anything done, no problem. I can run around.
Of course.
And vice versa. So it works. Like even with Masood, I'm like, if you need anything, just shout me. But he's all right. He's like, honestly, he's very disciplined. He's on the way, everything sorted. So yeah.
And obviously, same question for you that I asked Amy. You're making your debut, historic place, your call, front of a crowd, Fightzone. Doesn't get better than that.
Yeah.
Sum up your feeling.
How you do feel
No,
about
for
that?
you, Dali.
No,
No,
you.
for you, Numan.
Oh, sorry for me. Yeah. Honestly,
I
yeah.
asked Amy.
I'm excited. I'm excited for her, for Amy. I'm very excited because
But he's talking about you.
for
you.
my debut.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
sorry. Yeah, do you know what? I'm chilled. I'm okay. I'm like, it's long overdue. I'm just like, for me, get me in there. It's like
He's really fun to watch because
I enjoy, like, for
Yeah.
me, everything else is the difficult part. Like, without sounding arrogant or whatever, like, on the day, if you've done everything correct in terms of like making weight, your runs, your sprints, your sparring, whatever, you will perform. I've boxed in front of crowds before, whatever. Like, for me, it's just about everything else has to be right. And then on the day, I'll get in there, I'll do what I have to do. I'll enjoy the moment because ultimately that's why I got into it. I enjoy it. I know like different people deal with it different. Get me in there and we'll have fun.
Brilliant. And
Yeah.
do you want to do it the traditional way yourself? Obviously, the domestic titles, English.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So
on.
definitely. Like so for me, because honestly, I don't mind taking another avenue, whatever it presents itself. But traditionally, yeah, absolutely. Like that's the plan. However, if something else presents itself, I'm not going to shy away from it, because I know a lot of guys, a lot of boxers, they need time to kind of like break into the pros, adapt to the pros. I don't feel like that's the case for me. Even though I haven't even had my pro debut, I'm saying that I'm ready to crack on. Like, let's get it. I'm in it for the real fights. Like, obviously, you got to take it step by step and climb up the ladder. I fully respect that. But like, that's what I did in the amateurs. I boxed all the best guys like I could while I was there. I never wanted to box someone, because this would be an easy win or for a title. Whoever's the best in my weight, I want them. This is what it's for. It's the best. This is what we do it for. Competition. I can do it better than other guys. You know.
They love him in Italy as well because his style is so like aggressive.
So
and
we've been to
entertaining. So they really love him over there. Yeah.
We go to Italy a lot, like because it's easy to get to, but also we've got connections there. So when we go there, they always like literally
they really
4 days in a row. Like they drive us around, best guys around, and we spar, and it's absolutely incredible. But like, you know how every country kind of has its own style of boxing.
Yeah.
So obviously the Italians have, you know, what I like to think like an aggressive kind of style, but it gels with my style really well, I feel. So like every time I go there, we've made friends with a lot of people.
Yeah, Lorenzo, the coach in Italy, is incredible. He's done so much for us, and he's an amazing coach as well. So
even if there's bouts over there, I'm more than happy to go over there on my own accord and just have bouts and come back. Like,
amazing.
Yeah, like
it's
whatever
out there. I'm Italian myself, so
how are you?
The boxing out there is getting very popular, especially in Milan and Tuscany. It's becoming very, very popular, and I'm happy about that. I'm happy, and you see.
Do you know any Italian boxers that's like up and coming?
Up and coming, No, the one that was more up and coming was the one that fought Lyndon Arthur.
Right, okay.
Ferracci was the last one.
Yeah.
That Guido came to train with us as well for his fight.
Yeah.
Who did? Sorry.
Guido is
he's like
Guido Vianello. Yeah. He's with Sam Jones, SJ Jam.
Yeah, lovely guy.
So he was training with us before his fight over there. Steve was doing some stuff with him.
Yeah.
Brilliant. No, he's a good prospect, good heavyweight. Yeah. He's one for the future as well. Hopefully, I've been speaking to Sam Jones. I've been telling him for a while to get him over in the UK. I would love him to fight someone in the UK.
Where in Italy are you from?
Sicily.
Oh, cool.
Oh, nice. My favorite part. I swear to you, the food there is incredible. Absolutely next level. Everything tastes better.
I'm
What's
going
the secret?
there next week.
Are you?
I'll be there next week. Yeah.
She's going to Italy
in a few weeks.
In a couple of weeks too.
Nice. What part?
My parents got a place just north of Rome, so that's when I trained with Lorenzo at Revolution. So yeah.
Amazing. I hope one day Fightzone, WBM, Priority Boxing, they could do a show out there. I would love it.
Yeah, definitely.
Good. You would get too fat though. That's the only problem.
Road trip. Nice little road trip.
Yeah. No, honestly, if I go, I'll shout you. Come. Like, honestly, I love Italy, man. The people are incredible, and like, they fight their hearts out, but then like it's mad respect at the end of it, and like, they celebrate with pasta, pizza, so you can't go wrong.
You can't go wrong.
Yeah.
Numan, what weight are you going to be fighting in?
Super featherweight, and I'm gonna. And then if I can make featherweight.
So super featherweight again, another division that is
buzzing. I know.
So let's talk about the Americans. You got the number one Oscar Valdez.
Yeah.
Stevenson. You got Jamal Herring.
Yeah.
But let's talk about on Saturday. I don't know if you saw it. Joe Cordina sending shockwaves in the division.
Yeah, you know what? I didn't see it, but the boys were talking about it. It's funny because I sparred with Joe Cordina two weeks ago on Friday. Me and Masood went there. We did 5 rounds apiece. Honestly, he's fantastic fighter, great mover. And I remember after not his last fight, but the one before, everyone's like, he can't, he doesn't have a punch. He has a punch. Like, I sparred with him. I was like, he hits hard. And it's funny because when I got in the ring to spar with him, I was like, okay, it's going to be clever boxing, sharp. He's going to, it's going to be that kind of boxing, counter punching. No. Man, he kept coming forward. And I was like, you know what? Clearly he's working on something and he can do it. he's not just coming forward he comes forward in a sophisticated way, in a clever manner. Like, you know, he'll feint, he'll double jab in, he'll create angles, whatnot. So I was like, do you know what? Like, he can do everything. He's a fantastic fighter.
Yeah, he is. He's called the Wizard.
Yeah, for a reason. Very nice guy, actually, as well. Very nice guy.
Brilliant guy. I've spoken to Joe a few times. I think all his stablemates are lovely people. Connor Ben, Ted Cheeseman.
Yeah, lovely. Yeah.
Tony Sims is doing an amazing job up there
Yeah.
with them. I think he had a statement to make in that fight after, because obviously he came back after 18 months.
Yeah.
He got a lot of criticism. He is coming back from a hand injury, and I think he's just making a statement. And I think him versus Zelfa Barrett is going to be an amazing fight.
I think his missus just had a baby as well on the week of his fight. Yeah. Because he was telling us he's going back after the sparring because his missus is expecting. I was like, wow, he's got a lot on. But he still delivered. Yeah.
No, great guy. But my question is, how much are you looking forward to? Obviously, get your debut out of the way. Let's say by next year or within 2 years, being in that mix. With
Absolutely.
Zelfa Barrett, Archie Sharp, and a lot more that are coming up.
Definitely. That's why I want to do it. If you can beat me, come beat me. It's simple. Like, I know a lot of guys about, it's got to make sense with the money, and I fully respect that. That's not my motive. Like, I'm in it for the competition. If you think you can beat me, let's get in the ring. Let's do this. Let's see. Like, I'm not afraid. A lot of people, protect they think it means something. By the end of the day, if you haven't boxed all the best people, while you were around at your weight category, who were you boxing? What were you doing? Doesn't matter. So, like, when I leave boxing, I want to be remembered among the elite of my weight category at my era. So that's why, I would love to be in the mix with all of those guys.
And a legend in Italy, right?
Yeah. There's a guy, I'm not going to lie, I'm a fan of him. I sparred him once. His name's Armando. He's their big young prospect, sharp fighter, strong fighter. He's a little bit shorter than me, which surprises me because I consider myself short. But like, honestly, he's fantastic. Like, he's won everything there as an amateur. And like, now I think the last time he boxed, he was on the Matchroom show. And like, everyone I tell that I sparred him initially, they're like, wow, he's absolutely incredible. And he's a fantastic fighter. Even him, I'll box him one day, no problem. Like, it's not personal, but like you gave me that, but it'd be nice to see under the lights, like, when it's like 8 rounds, 10 rounds, who can really pull it off with the smaller gloves when it matters, But yeah, no, all of those, I'm involved. I want a piece of the cake.
This clip will go to Alfie, so we're gonna get him over. Because the thing about the boys they love about when I interview is I love to stir the pot.
I bet you do. I bet you do.
A lot of people know this. So my question is, I usually do tell people, I do reel people in by saying, I'm not trying to stir the pot, but I am. Any names out there that within 3-4 fights that in your division?
Honestly, there isn't. There isn't. For me, I'd love to give you a name just so I'll help you. I'll stir it for you, no problem. But honestly, there isn't. There isn't any. I haven't looked at who's active, who's doing what. I'm like, honestly, not really. Because like I said, I follow most of the American boys. If I could box any fighter right now at my weight, honestly, it would be Javante Davis or Shakur Stevenson. Why? Yeah, I know, exactly. But that's why, like, there's no point boxing. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, for me, that's what it is. I want the best of the best and see how I perform. What they do against me, this is how I fight them. So, again, no, I don't have anyone I'd call out or, I'm looking for this person. I genuinely take it one fight at a time. Whoever Steve thinks, we'll take that then. But I don't want to hang about too long. I want to jump in and really get active. This, 3 fights a year, 2 fights a year, I'm not interested. I want to box very regularly. I just want to get in the mix. And the only way you're going to do that, be active.
100%. And you're not going to get a better promoters than the Warrens because they love them.
No. They're lovely. Honestly, I gel with them really well. Like, I know, like, I do things a bit unorthodox. They might do things unorthodox. It works. Like, they keep, as long as they're upfront with me, no problem. I'm upfront with them. We can make this work.
It's so nice how they're all the Warrens are like hang out together.
Yeah.
Like when we were at the show the other day, there's so many people and they all like look kind of similar, but they're all like hang out together. There's a really nice family. Like it's nice that they got that. So obviously they probably argue. I don't know, but it's nice that they've got they're all there together, which is cool.
Yeah, it really runs through their blood, boxing. It really runs, like you can see it, and they're like they're involved, they invested, and honestly, that's incredible.
Yeah, when we first started doing this over 2 years ago, you find out that in boxing there's a lot of people who backstab you and that, but with the Warrens, they are the most loveliest people in boxing. Big hearts, they'll go out of their way just to help you out.
Yeah.
Amazing. All the whole brothers, the whole family, they're all amazing. Even Mo Priory Boxing, they're all amazing.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah, we was actually at a show last week. Louis Isaac. Fantastic.
Yeah.
Wicked fight. Good show. And even Mo, all of them, they were really
everyone was so friendly and
really cool. It was nice, refreshing just to be back and to see everybody.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? It was good.
Everyone was just excited to be there and see boxing and see people.
Yeah.
Exactly. It was just amazing just to get boxing back in small groups. That's what it was. And even though people were running around stressed and everything, at the end of the day, you saw the guys at the end of it, Alfie, Freddie, all of them, they were just relieved.
Are you coming? Have you got your ticket for this weekend?
I got my press pass. I'm going to be in the
Have you? Okay.
And I expect an interview from both of you.
No, absolutely, definitely. I was just about to try to sell you a ticket.
Okay. I'm all right.
Cool. No, I look forward to seeing you.
It'll be great. Amy, I know he said you're too nice, but I asked Louise Alton this question, and she straight away said, "I want Terry Harper." Is there anyone that you want in your division? Any female?
Sorry, I don't have a name either. I know I want to be. Well, I mean, obviously, I've boxed Shannon Courtney in the amateurs, and I've beaten her, and I'd like maybe to. She's obviously improved a lot with Adam Booth, so that's cool. And yeah, it would be nice to get a rematch. Maybe I'd like to be world champion one day soon. But yeah, anyone really. I just want to kind of show. I want to get started and show what I can do.
Brilliant. Amy and Numan, I'm going to ask you both separately the same question. Amy, for you, do you have a message for your fans and what can they expect this Saturday, 21st of August, live at your call, Fightzone?
I'm so excited when you say that. I'm like, I'll give absolutely everything. I'm very aggressive. I'm extremely competitive and I've got a lot of pent up energy. So I'm going to bring everything I've got. And I'm really, really excited to get out there and show what I can do.
Amazing. Numan, September 17th, you make your debut. Your call live on Fightzone. What can the fans expect?
Honestly, just a good display of boxing. That's all I care about. I just want to showcase what I do. Just really diverting. I promise you, this weekend, it's going to be exciting because Amy and Masood on one card, and both of these people are the two most competitive people I know, and they're honestly, they're exciting fighters. They're exciting. They don't run around they're there. They're there for the exchange, and people will be witnessing two of the best, prospects coming out of London. So that's excellent. For me, I'm just looking forward to boxing. I just want to display what I do, and honestly, for me, it's long overdue to turn over because this is what I wanted to do. So here we are.
That's brilliant. You both deserve it. I hear the passion in your voices. You both not only deserve your debut at your call, but in a great platform like Fightzone. So I'm so happy for both of you. And we can't wait to see you both. Just before I let you go, not to step on anyone's toes, the main event this Saturday is going to be heated up. Billy Underwood versus Josh Underwale.
Yeah.
I want to know each of you your prediction. Who wins and why?
I don't know, I don't know. Honestly, that Josh Adley is massive. I sat in front of him last week, and I looked at him. I was like, he's a big unit, and he's looking good because I went down to Sab's gym to spar one of their guys last week, Hotbox, and they was telling us he's looking in tremendous shape. And honestly, Sab's a fantastic coach, and they got a wicked setup there with really good young talent. And if he's in the mix with these guys, I honestly, I got to go with him. That's what I think he's going to win.
Are you
I
saying
like
you will stop him?
I like Billy because I used to train a bit with him in Times, and I just think he's a really nice guy.
Do you think he will stop him?
I don't know. I hope so. Like honestly, if I'm being 100% honest with you, I haven't seen too much of Billy Underwood, so I don't know how that fight's gonna gel. Like with Louis Isaac, I know what Louis Isaac fights like. I've seen him as an amateur, drop people, stop people. I knew he was gonna come for. He will, as long as he's conscious, he's gonna keep coming. I didn't know what his opponent boxed like, so I couldn't say until I saw him on the night, and I was like, wow, it gelled really well.
Yeah.
So honestly, it depends what Billy Underwood's like. I've not seen him, unfortunately, so I couldn't really say. But yeah.
If it's anything like last week's main event, then it's going to be pretty exciting.
Yeah, I think so. I think it might be a stoppage. I think so. But like, I'm just wishful thinking, just to close the show off.
Just hopefully it's as exciting as last week's one.
Yeah, I think it will be. Definitely, absolutely, will be exciting.
100%. Amy Numan, I want to say thank you for taking your time to speak to us today. Can't wait to
Thank
meet
you.
you both on Saturday.
Yeah, I look forward to it.
I wish you the best of luck this
Thank
Saturday. Numan, September 17th. Good luck on that.
Thank you.
Take care.
Thank you for
Cheers.
having us. See
Thank
later.
you. Take
Bye.
care. Stay
Bye.
safe.